Welcome to Big Noon Saturday.
That's a lot of jet fuel just to do a little flyover.
That's your hard-earned money and your tax dollars at work.
That stuff ain't happening with Kamala Biden ticket. I'll tell you that right now, partner.
Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio number 418. My name is Mel Popeye Moss, and my co-host, Mel O.G. Robbins, is with me in studio tonight. And we got one hell of a bunch of crap to talk about, including the video you just saw of Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Oh, Lord.
Who were talking about the military flyover as being a waste of tax dollars, and that wouldn't happen in a Kamala Harris Biden administration, that they would cut that out.
Well, leaves me a little speechless.
It doesn't me.
But somebody needs to go kick their ass.
That's true. And they are telling us that they are in support of communist, socialist organizations. Whatever tag you want to put on them would be right. That tells us that they are in support of these socialist organizations like the BLM, like Antifa, like the Democratic Party. That's what that's telling us. And let me point out one thing, Mel. Listen up, everybody. Listen up, you guys on the chat line. The military, the Pentagon, pays the NFL to honor the military, to honor the troops. They pay them money. And Mr. Aikman and Mr. Buck understand that a portion of your salary that you are paid too much to do, it comes from things like this advertisement of the NFL and every other thing that goes on in the NFL. We have to pay them to honor the troops. I've been bitching about this for years. For years, everybody. I've been bitching about it.
Just more damn proof that you need to turn the damn games off.
Turn the damn games off.
And as a matter,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I'd take it one step further. You know, there's times like when I'm staying in a hotel, and you go down, and they got CNN on.
Yeah.
And you can't get to the remote.
Oh.
Well, guess what? I got a little app on my phone.
Yeah.
It's called Peel, P-E-E-L.
Okay.
I can turn televisions on and off with it. I can change channels with it. So guess what I do? if I can't get it to change the channel on a TV, I'll turn the son of a bitch off.
I hear you. Listen up, now, everybody.
I'm going to suggest that you all start getting that Peel app on your phone, and when you go to these sports bars, shut them off.
Hey, what's it called again? Why do you spell
Peel, P-E-E-L.
The Peel app.
Have fun with it.
Man, what a deal. I mean, is that not sickening? Is that not sickening? All the crap we have to put up with, and then we have to get it from sports franchises? I can't see how in the hell you would go support that shit. And those pieces of human excrement is what I'm saying. And so now, there's just two more people I got to get rid of on my list, you know what I mean? But let's...
Well, yeah, another shocker for me this last week was The Rock comes out in support of Biden.
Yeah.
Makes a public announcement. Now, first of all, who gives a bloody crap what anyone in Hollywood endorses or doesn't endorse or what their opinion is? Because most of them aren't too well educated to begin with.
That's exactly right. They can
There
read
are a
script.
couple. There are a couple of them, but it's like a needle in a haystack. That have higher educations. But he comes out like he's all full of glory, endorsing Biden.
Yeah.
Now, who'd have thought that he's a flaming liberal?
Well, there's a lot of them out in California and in Hollywood. Of course, they're all locked up behind closed doors with their security guards and everything else. They're not having to worry about being attacked. They're not having to worry about any of that stuff. And now we have the Hollywood types that are saying, if Donald Trump wins, we're moving. We're moving to Canada. How many times have we heard that shit? And Barbara Streisand again is saying she's moving.
I'd be happier than hell to hop in my truck,
Yeah.
drive out and help them pack. And furthermore, I'll pull a frickin' trailer
I hear you.
to the border.
I hear you.
Well,
just to give you a list of the people that are moving on, are you ready? Bruce Springsteen. Didn't he seem like a Little Pink Houses or something or some kind of stuff? Is he a washed up guy?
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Amy Schumer. Now, at first I was going to put pictures of all these people, but it's not waste my time.
Say hi to Amy.
Amy Schumer, I don't even know who she is or what show she's in. I don't give a damn neither.
She's supposed to be a comedian.
Well,
And
later,
she's in a movie occasionally.
yeah. Well, moving on. Samuel L. Jackson. He's moving on. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Cher, again.
Yeah.
Again, she's moving on. We'll see. Jon Stewart. I don't even know who the hell he is. And Neo. Neo's a singer. I don't know what genre he sings. Any of you guys on the chat line know what Nemo sings, what style of music? Just saying, guy. Chelsea Handler. Now, she's moving to Spain. Now, I've been to Spain. Let me tell you, there's some good-looking hookers there. Oh, yeah. And she'd fit right in, probably. Just saying. And Keegan Michael Key. He's a comedian from Detroit. He's moving 10 minutes north of Detroit into Canada. Go figure, everybody. Go figure. He's not moving at all. He's full of bullshit. Lena Dunham. That ring a bell?
Nope.
Lena Dunham, guys? Oh, okay. Jamon Rooney says he does rap. R&B rap. We'll have to look some of that crap up just to see what it is. And Nieve Campbell. She's from Canada, so she's moving to Canada. I don't get that one. I think she just wanted to run her mouth. Just to say she's moving to Canada when she's from there. I don't know. Bryan Cranston, the Breaking Bad king. So freaking disappointing. He's a big lib, the biggest lib probably there ever was. So much for Breaking Bad, and the ending was shitty anyway. It was a piece of crap. Didn't like the way that ended at all. It was good while it lasted, and he made a lot of money, so, he can move wherever the hell he wants to, and I don't give a damn. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. Miley Cyrus, the Disney queen, who went from a teenage or a child teenage television actress and
Teenage hoe.
Yeah, and a teenage hoe. So that's goodbye, Miley. Your dad will still be here playing the honky tonks. Just saying. I doubt he has your politics, but we'll see. And Barbara Streisand, like we said, again, she's made this promise before. Barbara, keep your word. Pack your shit and get out. Just saying, everybody. Raven Seymour. Of The View. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Moving to Canada. What the hell? They're really not moving that far away. Although Barbara Streisand says she's going to Australia. But she's got enough money to buy her way in. That's for sure. And God help us. God tell us he means it. He's telling the truth here. Al Sharpton. He's moving on up and out if Trump wins. And, OG, that's even more reason to get out there and vote and join the red wave.
That's right.
Let's send them packing, everybody. Let's get them the hell out of here.
Don't take anything for granted. Don't believe the polls. Go vote.
That's right.
Because everybody in the world is trying to influence you. And speaking of influence, I did tell you something, and I'm going to encourage everyone else out there to do it too. You all know I've been in Facebook prison. I don't even call it jail anymore. It's prison because I'm doing long, hard time. And I appreciate you all passing the hat out there. I'm sorry it was just wooden nickels, but maybe we can do better next time. But this is how they're doing it. I mean, some of y'all get tossed into Facebook jail for just throwing some crass stuff out.
Yeah.
Okay? And you violate community standards and they shut you down.
Yeah.
For however many days. I've always been kind of careful about that. However, they did, shortly before I got tossed, they did fact check me on a couple of COVID postings that I did, saying that, this might not be true, and if you keep posting things like this, we're going to take down your ratings, and people aren't going to see your Facebook group as much. And that would have been Sons of Liberty Riders MC and Texas Biker Radio. But what they did, now they're doing this in a sneaky manner, and they did this to 2 other of our club members. Why they haven't done it to Popeye, I will never know. But he is sneaky. Anyway, what happened was I was sitting there happily clicking along on my keyboard, and all of a sudden I am logged out of every device I was logged into Facebook with. Had to log back in. Well, first thing they wanted was some random code number through some stupid app on your phone. Then they told me that I had to upload some form of ID, a passport, driver's license, or whatever, to validate that I was who I said I was. Now, I did that. I didn't give them a passport, but I did my driver's license. I didn't want to, but I figured, what the hell? So I get the message that we've received your information, but due to the COVID-19 situation, we are extremely short-handed, and this may take longer than usual to check it all out. Now, this happened last August, September. Okay? Now, every couple of weeks, I check, and the same frickin' message comes up that they're still checking me out. I think probably sometime after the election, I'll be checked out and I'll be back on. If they haven't violated me for community standards, which can be extremely difficult to fight. Now, what I would suggest everyone do is what I just did. I sent correspondence to Ted Cruz. Twitter and Facebook are kind of on the burner right now because of some crap over censoring some Biden stuff. Now, Cruz is on one of the main committees that's taking them to task. What we want to see is more regulation of these groups. As much as I hate regulation, nobody deserves it like they do. Because you know what? They might be a private organization, a private business, and everyone says, well, if you got a private business, you can pretty well do what you want to do. Well, I'll tell you what. Own a cake bakery up in Washington or Oregon and refuse to bake a cake for a gay couple.
Yeah.
Okay? And see what that gets you being in private business. In the UK, Facebook and or Twitter or some social organization over there is currently being challenged in the courts that even though they are a private business, they do put a social platform out there and they have no right to censor you. So I would suggest any of you that have been inadvertently thrown into Facebook jail or whatever, get something off to Ted Cruz, be it email, whatever. Get it off to him so he can start piling up statistics so that we can take these scumbags to task.
Exactly right. Exactly right. You know, we got a message the other morning, OG, on our Facebook site about some posts that somebody else did. Now, my answer to Facebook about that is we don't, when it's in a news feed and everything scrolls down so fast, we don't catch all of it.
Very
we don't
true.
catch all of it. We don't have somebody monitoring 24 hours a day. So something could be posted on there we don't know about. Now, they're going to put that on us if it's something that's against their policy. And I will tell you right now, as we talked about last night and the night before, you know, we're seeking the truth. No matter where it falls, we're seeking the truth. And if it lands on Google, Facebook, Twitter, whatever else, guess what? Tough. If it lands on their candidate, which is obviously Joe Biden,
Yeah.
and they're doing everything they can to censor us from talking about things that are maybe detrimental to Joe Biden. Let me say this. Information like Hunter Biden and his transgressions and his father, Joe Biden, information about them is that important because we're fixing to vote on who's going to lead this country for the next 4 years. So we need every bit of information we can get on either one of them. Now, we already know all the cheating, all the shenanigans, everything that's been pulled the last 4 years. And if Facebook, if Twitter, YouTube, any of them don't like it, that's tough. That's tough. We're all reporters now because everybody's got a cell phone with a video camera in it, with a camera in it. And you are a reporter on the scene. And just like this, I'm fixing to show you something, an example of that right now. Everybody, look at your screen. Look at your screen. It's coming up. You know what that is? That's a teleprompter that Joe Biden is reading from at an outdoor event. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't think that's news, well, I'm sorry, because it is. We have to know that this guy can function without having a teleprompter, without depending on notes, and without depending on somebody to protect him from himself. Because there are many millions like me that believe that Joe Biden is sliding fast.
Yep, and he'll hit a point where it'll look like someone hit the nitrous.
You know, we always joke about this, OG. We always joke about this. Joe Biden is like a goldfish going around the bowl. Every time he goes around, it's a new day. And that can be every minute of the day.
That's right.
So, my 92-year-old dad, you know, when I look at Joe Biden and I listen to the gaffes and the things he says, that's my dad, my 92-year-old dad, that is slowly, he's got dementia. That's for sure. He's allowed to say anything, but, he's still got his faculties together to a point. And so does Joe Biden, to a point. To a point. So, this is important information for somebody that's fixing to go vote for him, maybe, or even against him. We have to know that this person is of sound mind and body. And so, it's the reason we're saying Joe Biden won't last 6 months before they push him to the side. And I'm going to show you one other thing and one example. Oh, you're going to love this, guys. We talked about this guy last night. Let's see, let me bring it up. Here we go, everybody.
We founded our revolution in Weld County.
Joe Biden is presumably left-wing, and he's got a functioning signing hand.
I'm not just the chair of that organization, I'm also a member of the Weld County Democratic Party Executive Committee.
I am confident we can occupy his house.
I'm also a member of the Colorado Democratic Party's Congressional District 4 Committee.
I will lie, I will cheat, I will steal, because that's morally acceptable in this political environment.
I'm also part of the Colorado Democratic Party Executive Committee, Central Committee. I'm part of dozens and dozens of other committees, and I'm not just talking about me, because this isn't about me. This is about us. And I got dozens of my friends that went along with me.
You really want to change this country that way with violence? There's only one way to do it.
We now have a comfortable majority on the Weld County Democratic Party. 12 of our 14 members that go to state Democratic Party for Colorado are our revolution members.
It's going to take a strategic hit against the 0.1% that's in charge, because that's who it is. It's killing random Nazis in the street, random bootlickers.
Almost our entire delegation to the CD4 committee is our revolution members. We now have a second vice chair, our first member of leadership through a vacancy committee. We have an our revolution member in leadership on the Weld County Democratic Party. That's 2 years of transformation.
Guillotines, motherfucker. That's all I gotta say.
That is a Democratic Party member. Now, as I've told you before, that guy is in love with Antifa. Of course, now, what we got going on with Antifa now, and I didn't bring up their URL into the show tonight, because they generally don't start till about 10 o'clock our time, 9 or 10, where they start marching the streets in Oregon and other places, beating on drums and banging the gong. So, and their numbers are dwindling. So these guys that are making money watching all these different riots going on around the country, as their numbers dwindle, what are they going to do? They're going to have to wait till the election and see what happens then. Because for what we're understanding, and that guy that was just talking, Christopher Jacks is his name, he said they are prepared to fight. And if Donald Trump wins, they're going to raise holy hell. He and those like him. And I'm ready to make them do just that. If that's the road they want to go down, really. And he thinks, he said on Project Veritas, he said he thinks all we need to do is make the threat. And all the sheep are going to run. Now, he may be right to an extent.
Yeah, there's a number of keyboard warriors out there.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
So he's right to an extent, but what groups like Mr. Jacks, groups like him, and even the Antifa types and the BLM types, what we've seen them do, excuse me, and even Master J of the Not Fucking Around Coalition, those aren't my words, they're his words.
That's what he calls himself.
That's right. And what they say is, hey, they went out and picking on people from behind. They went out picking on elderly white people. They went picking on anybody that's not them and wouldn't listen to their cause or their point of view. And, we've shown you the videos of them attacking people from behind. This is what they do. They don't understand that, they are promoting gun sales all across this country. And like I said the other night, hey, look, these people that are buying these guns, many of them are veterans and they know how to use them. They know how to use them. And they're not going to put up with this bullshit. And they're not going to put up with the police not responding to calls. If the police aren't going to take care of it, the people will. Is what I'm saying, everybody. That's the reason we're asking you. Hey, buy your ammo, stock up. Stock up. You don't have a weapon, get one. Just like we say, you don't have a motorcycle, get one. They're fun as hell. Come ride with us.
Speaking of motorcycles.
Go ahead, let's do it.
We keep talking about it's critical to vote. We've got Second Amendment at risk here. We've got our First Amendment at risk. What you need to do now, it's a known fact. I don't think anybody's disputing it that Biden will not be president for very long.
Right.
If he gets elected.
Right.
The whole plan is for him to go away. And they've been pretty upfront about that. I mean, his partner in crime, the camel humper, Kamala, refers to the ticket as Harris Biden. She's chomping at the bit. And she talks a lot about taking everybody's guns away.
Oh, yeah.
I think I saw some kind of a quote. I don't know how vetted it is, that she said something about California is the perfect example.
Oh, yeah. California is a perfect example. Go to Venice Beach.
Y'all need to look into some of these socialistic countries that have preceded what Biden and Kamala is talking about, and the rest of these fruitcakes about taking our guns away taking your First Amendment rights away. I would challenge you to look at countries like New Zealand, Australia, some European countries.
Yeah.
There's even been some crap they tried to pull over here in some liberal areas where they were going to ban any and all motorcycle riders in groups of 2 or more from riding through their town.
Yes.
Okay?
They did it. They did it.
They did it, and had it not been for ABATE showing up, they would have been able to keep it in place. Your problem's going to be, we're forgetting, this is a biker show, okay? And while we haven't been talking about a hell of a lot of biking issues lately, mainly because there haven't been any, what's really come to the forefront is COVID, the election, and our whole damn country's at risk. You've got to look at what has happened to the biking world in some of these other countries that are extremely liberal and have taken away guns and taken away the rights and do some heavy censorship. And don't think just because you're not wearing a 1% patch or a Diamond 13, maybe you're in a regular RC, maybe you're in a regular MC, maybe you're an independent. You're like what a lot of guys like to call a lone wolf. Well, guess what? The public has a hard time discerning the difference. I'll guarantee you, we have been asked more times than I can count, are we the good guys or bad guys?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Tourists ask us that all the time. The public cannot discern. If these fruitcakes get into power, you think they're going to know the difference or even want to know the difference between an independent, a lone wolf, a regular club, or an outlaw club? They're not going to care. They're going to come down on every one of us. If you cherish the right to get on your motorcycle and feel that freedom when you're going down the road, I know it recharges my batteries every time I do it, then, you know, you got another thing coming. Start thinking about that. Start talking about it. We've gotten a little off balance with that one, mainly because of all these other hardcore issues, but you got to work that one in the background.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
If you want to know what's coming at you, and you're not necessarily a biker, you know, really don't understand it, you know, you can go look at some of our videos at TexasBikerRadio.org, and you can go look at in the menu section to the citizens of Waco, to the citizens of Milam County, and you can get a taste of what the bikers have been going through. Now, this will be what's headed at you. This is what will be headed at you, because for several different reasons. One, because law enforcement may be frustrated, and especially here in Texas, at DAs that are letting these people arrest. When they arrest these people, they're turning around and letting them go. Well, that is everybody but bikers. One reason it may be because we're not the right color for that to happen to, and everything that's going on now. And the other reason would be because they can. And we've heard that straight out of their mouths. Well, it's because we can. And so we have crooked courts. And many of these people that have been arrested, not on the left side, but on the right side, like these 8 guys that were arrested up in Michigan,
Yeah.
they're going to feel the full wrath of the federal government.
And the Patriot Act.
And the Patriot Act. And let me tell you, the federal government can lie, will lie, and they will throw you in jail. They will ruin you. And that's basically what happened to 154 bikers in Waco. And that's what's happened to these people we've seen get arrested on the conservative side of the fence, while Democrats walk away from it. And we'll get to that here in a minute, and the frickin' FBI. It's incredible what we see going on out there, but we have experienced it. And we know what's happened in Queensland, Australia. We know what's happened in Victoria, Australia. Some of the most ruthless socialist governments there are. And they're supposed to be just a really neat country, a great place to live. But they've got draconian laws that are aimed at certain groups. And right now, they're arresting people for not wearing a freaking mask outside. They are arresting people for making statements about it on Facebook. This is all true. This is freaking true. And we want to go down that path? Do we really? Do we really want to go down that path? Well, I have a hard time with that. Oh, and gee, while we're on the Michigan governor,
she's a piece of work.
Ms. Whitmer, the other day at a Trump rally, Trump mentioned her and everybody was yelling, "Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up." And she comes out in the media today saying, "Hey, this has got to stop. You can't yell, 'Lock her up' at me." Well, hey, if the shoe fits, wear it.
You do know, as much bitching and whining as she has done, trying to blame Trump for what these guys tried to pull off.
Yeah.
If anyone was listening and reading to the news accounts of what this group of guys was up to and how long they've been at it for months.
Yeah.
Way before any allegations of Trump supporting groups like this came out. Way before. And that was as per their own undercover people. Mm-hmm. So, once again, the media just spouts crap, and there's a healthy percentage of people out there that believe anything they hear.
Here's the crazy thing about it. They're arresting people, but you have to look at who they're not arresting. This guy that I just showed you a while ago and played that video, I took it down, so I should have left it up. Christopher Jacks, he has made all kinds of threats at the American people. He's made all kinds that they're going to commit acts of violence. I mean, he's talking about capping billionaires. But I don't know of anybody that's knocked at his door. Because surely him and his group are plotting. They're plotting. And like he said, hey, they can push the old guy out of the way, meaning Joe Biden. It's like I told you, these two sides are going to end up fighting each other after the election, and if Joe Biden wins, they are going to be fighting each other. Because it's guys like him and Antifa types and all the others that think they're wielding the power. And if Joe Biden wins, he can't have them around. So the fight's going to be on no matter what happens. It's going to be on. But we're going to make sure to do everything we can to make the big red wave as big as possible. And so it's just another thing. But you know what, OG, I want to talk about the FBI for a moment. They've been sitting on this Hunter Biden stuff.
The Federal Used Car Salesman Association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. they've been sitting on this. They had that computer. They got the computer. They have it.
Oh, yeah.
And they've had it for a great while, even back during the impeachment proceedings. And they said nothing. It was a piece of evidence that would have exonerated President Trump. And nobody said anything. And what's really disturbing about it, OG, is nobody has still said anything out of the FBI. Unless it happened today, and I hadn't heard it. Where the hell is the FBI? And I think they may be proving my point that I said the other day, that they are just part of the deep state and still are. Still are. They should have been taking some action against some people, and some people should be in jail. Instead, we've got a bunch of game playing going on that includes the FBI. And you know, OG, I would start defunding them first.
Yeah, if we're going to defund, should be not only the FBI, but the motorcycle police known as ATF.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start with them. Yeah.
Because ATF isn't worth a shit.
Because they're allowing this crap to go on. Ad nausea. We've seen way too much of the fighting. We've seen way too much of Adam Shipbrains. We've seen way too much of Nancy Pelosi shenanigans. And everybody knows she's the one that's holding up the stimulus checks. The Democrats out there are trying to give cover to everything they're doing.
I don't know how anybody can vote for that whack job, Nancy Pelosi.
I don't understand it neither.
I would be embarrassed if somebody were to ask me, do I support her? How in the hell can you intelligently look anybody in the eye and say, yeah, I like her and I voted for her? She's a whack job.
They're all whack jobs. Oh, gee, listen to this. AOC. AOC says Latinos are black. Now, I'm sure that's a surprise to Latinos that they are black. I mean, what do you guys in the chat line think?
How the hell did she even get support to begin with?
I don't know. I mean, her and her damn Green New Deal.
There are some mysteries that will never be solved.
They are whack jobs like we've never seen. When I left the Democratic Party back in the 80s, when I got smart, well, I mean, I always knew that they would lie, they would cheat, because the union did that. Once we turned down a vote, they'd just keep having a vote again and again and again until it got approved. Until they kept working on everybody. And each time, they sold us down the river. Each time. Over a period of time, it got worse and worse and worse. To the point it was a weak union. And so, it's disgusting. The whole thing is disgusting. Excuse me, guys. I'm still suffering from the allergies, as you can tell. Besides, and OG, I brought up today about our healthcare system and what they're really trying to do is save Obamacare. When they're talking about health care, they're talking about Obamacare. And they're also talking about single payer, because that's what they want.
One system.
Yeah, one system. Hey, free, everybody. Understand it's free. What's the old saying about that?
Ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
No such thing as free.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
That's right.
Somewhere.
That's right.
And you know what? It's going to be you.
That's right. That's the reason they're talking about increasing taxes. $4 trillion. That's coming from me and you. And even though we're retired, we still pay taxes. We don't get out of much. We're still paying it.
They tax Social Security.
Just as if we were working. Maybe not as much because we're not making as much neither. But understand, I did bring up that this morning that I'd had 4 cancers. 2 of them were serious, really serious. 1 I was the 23rd person in the world to get. And, you know, if it had been for my GP that said, hey, I'm sending you, you're not going to who they want you to go to, I'm going to send you to somebody that's aggressive, that will attack this because this is dangerous. And of course, Jill said, well, you're not going anywhere. I don't know how to work the remote. That was our conversation in the car. After I was told about this cancer, the 23rd person in the world to get it. Prognosis was not good. But you know, because of good health care, insurance, I paid very little out of pocket. And even now that I'm retired, this last bout that Mel and I both had, we paid very little out of pocket.
0.
That's right. So, great insurance is out there if you can afford it. But you know, at our age, it has to be afforded.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
We're falling apart.
That's right. But we're still here. We're still cooking. We're still rolling, man. We're still riding them bikes and motorcycles. And we love them. We love them. You know what? And you know who else we love? All you guys there on the chat line, everybody that's part of our broadcast each and every week. We don't come here to sell you a t-shirt, to sell you a mug or any of that kind of stuff, even though you can get them. We got new t-shirts and mugs coming, but you know, hey, if you want them, you want them. If you don't, you don't. But we'll be talking more about that down the line. Every bit of this, everything we do is funded by us. And we get a few contributions. We don't get much. But you know, this is a work of love for our country, for you, for our families, for our neighbors, for our frickin' Constitution, which is in great peril, if the other side wins. That's the reason we're asking you to call everybody you know, to get in touch with every family member you know, and tell them, hey, get out there and vote. And you know, really, regardless of which way you're going to vote, go vote. And but vote for the right side. Vote for the Constitution. Vote to save this country. Vote to save your family and your children's futures. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, we may not feel the effects of it quickly.
Yeah.
If this goes south. But I guarantee you, your children and your grandchildren will suffer immeasurably over that situation.
Listen to this, OG. I just heard that Kamala Harris said that she's going to give the Congress 100 days to get a gun bill passed. Now, who the hell is she right now?
Yeah.
Who the hell is she? She's not elected other than being a senator, and a bad one at that. The most liberal senator there is in the Congress. She didn't make that kind of threat. And that is a threat, everybody. All you Second Amendment advocates, all you guys that believe in the Second Amendment, all you guys that believe in the Constitution.
Is just more proof that she knows she's going to be in power.
Yeah, yeah,
She has already stated publicly that if these gun bills are not passed by Congress, she will start writing executive orders.
yeah.
Now, vice presidents don't write executive orders.
Exactly, everybody.
So, you know, she is being blatant and upfront. And if I were Biden, I'd be a little bit afraid of whether or not I was going to be taking the next breath or not. If I were him and I got elected as president, I'd leave the frickin' country immediately and go into hiding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it looks like Lori Bell's fixing to exit there. She's telling everybody to have a great night. And how are you guys doing? Let's say hi to a few people. They're Iron Head, Lori Bell, Big Luck, Joker. Oh, gee, I can't ever get this one. I don't know what. He's told me before, but I don't get it.
What's that?
This one right. This one right. Right there.
Don't be an 85 AA.
Hey, everybody. Let me show you this real quick. Before you go, look here. That's the Geezer cam. And,
Where the hell's Geezer?
yeah, Geezer's not here. So we had a place set up for him here in the studio. Matter of fact, we're going to clean it up and make it look a little bit better. And we'll have to see if we can drag him in here next week.
Well, we were hoping that bushy beard would hide some of the stuff behind him.
Yeah. You know, you guys are kind of funny because whenever we go, when we ever go on a trip, Geezer sometimes likes to how do you say it, OG? Grab on to somebody and stay in their room. One night we must have had 10 of us in a hotel room, and there was Geezer sleeping in a chair all night. And he had his hair down. He has that ponytail. He had his hair down, and he looked like
very biblical.
Looked like we could have been in a biblical scene. Yeah, he could have been one of the wise men for sure. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. And you guys, if you would, subscribe, like, and share our videos. Tell other people about us. We're here for you. And we're here to defend the Constitution and people that have had their constitutional rights violated. That's what we're here to do. And we've done that many times.
You know, last week we talked about the live wire. And
oh, yeah.
one of our viewers called us on something. They said, guys, do your research. The live wire has a rain mode.
A brain mode.
Rain
mode. Okay.
Rain mode.
Okay, so they do have a rain mode. I'm just going by what the guy said at the dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've never been that truly interested enough in that particular motorcycle to research it deeply. For all I know, rain mode means an umbrella pops up.
Yeah. Well, they're saying it has like, I did find out today, we were at the Harley Davidson dealership today getting my bike worked on because the frickin' ignition key wouldn't come out. But anyway, that's another story. But I happened to be in there, and there was 2 live wires sitting out there on the showroom floor. The same 2 that was there a month ago. Or the same 4, really. There were 2 in the back.
4 there.
So the same 4 were there. And, of course, they were telling us that, hey, there were guys that were doing a trip across South America. Thousands of miles. I said, well, South America, where in the hell are they charging them at? He said, oh, you can just plug them into a tree. Now, of course, he was being an ass. He was being an ass, or facetious if you want to say. I didn't buy that for a minute. You could plug them into a tree. But I did buy, when I happened to see the video they were talking about, these guys traveling across South America, their support truck. In the video, they showed the support truck that is following along behind them just in case they needed juice. And they had a nasty generator and a nasty fossil fuel truck following them all the way. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. So we have to understand that they pull out all the stops when they're talking about these things and trying to sell them. And so, who's joining the team of electric motorcycles? Triumph. TE1. I guess it's Triumph Electric #1. They got a project going on right now where Triumph is jumping into the game. We're going to get rich selling electric motorcycles. And Kawasaki is building one where your battery takes you so far. What do? After it poops out, you put in another one. You can swap it on the fly. Now, I don't know what you do if you have a charging station, or does it charge itself while you're running down the highway? I do not know. And no, we have not done the research on that yet. But as soon as more information comes out about it, we'll read about it and let you know. It's an incredible thing. Everybody seems, when something like this happens, and it's a new fad, a new thing, and then everybody starts trying to jump in on it. It's like, you can go out here to, and it's funny as hell, you can go out here to Canton, which is a big trades day. Somebody will come out there selling an item, and next thing you know, he's doing great guns until everybody else starts selling the same product. And then it's just the same shit over and over and over again. Just what we're saying, man. Just what we're saying. But it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight with the protesters that are out there. The witching hour is upon us, almost 9 o'clock here in Texas. So that means the protesters out in Oregon and other places across the country will be firing up. They'll be banging on their drums. They'll be doing everything they can to wake people up and say, listen to me, listen to me. Black Lives Matters. Well, hell, everybody's life matters. Whether it's taken by COVID, whether it's taken by gunfire. You know what? And especially the children who are innocent victims of all this mess. And minorities who are innocent victims of all this mess. Just saying, everybody. Got anything you want to close with, OG?
No, I think I shot my wad earlier.
There you go. And no, OG's head is not bigger than mine. At times he was closer to the camera.
You mean like
there
that?
You go.
More brain power.
So, and look here, the geezer cam. Oh, geezer's still not here. Still not here. And so, we'll have to do something to get his ass in here. Ride his motorcycle over here. Geezer's something else. Hey, I've got some video of him that's kind of interesting. I'll post it here in the next couple of days. Everybody, have a great evening. Have a great evening. And ride safe, everybody.
Stay safe out there.
Ride safe. Bye-bye.